Robert Ray joining us, former White House legal team member, former federal prosecutor, and former independent White House Whitewater counsel. Robert, good morning to you.
Good morning.
I know you've got some strong thoughts on what we heard from Bill Barr there. Some are seeing this as a break with the president. How do you see it?
With regard to sentencing, since after all someone's liberty is at stake, it's important for the government of the United States through the Department of Justice to speak with one voice. That's all the Attorney General was saying. And parenthetically, I will say, the president has the absolute right to step into this. And for what it's worth, I happen to agree that the sentencing recommendation was too severe. So the president's right, the Attorney General's right, and for what it's worth, I agree with them. All the Attorney General was saying, though, is that at a moment when there's a pending proceeding before a judge at a sensitive time, which is right in advance of sentencing, public respect for the integrity of the Department of Justice and its functioning before the court system requires that the department speak with one voice.
Politically, you could say this is aligned with a lot of the president's supporters who say, hey, we support his policies, but we wish he just wouldn't tweet so much.
I think that's overstated. I don't think this is a really big deal. And the break on the system with regard to this and the check is that sentencing is entirely within the discretion of an Article III judge, and that judge will make a determination as to what the appropriate sentence is.
And then interesting to hear Mitch McConnell taking Bill Barr's back in an interview last night on Special Report. Here's Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, my reaction is the president made a great choice when he picked Bill Barr to be Attorney General. I think the president should listen to his advice.
So you have a problem with the president's tweeting as well?
I think that if the Attorney General says it's getting in the way of doing his job, maybe the president should listen to the Attorney General.
So do you think ultimately he'll heed this advice?
I think in the short term, you've just seen what's happened. The president has had nothing to say with regard to the sentencing issue, specifically that he hasn't already said. It's time to just back off and let the judicial process work. It's in the hands of the court and a judge who will fashion an appropriate sentence.
We're in uncharted territory when it comes to a president that uses social media in this capacity. So it's interesting to see in such a public way the Attorney General taking that on.
But all presidents have had issues with regard to the operation of the criminal justice process almost within the entirety of my lifetime, going all the way back to President Kennedy. Okay, so this is different because the president has no fear, which is why he got elected, to speak his mind when he sees an injustice or an unfairness. And again, I go back to where I started. He happens to be right. But, the point that the Attorney General was making is that independence by the Justice Department is appropriate and important for the public to come to respect the integrity of the Justice Department's operations.
Fair to say it's almost common sense that Bill Barr was highlighting with that comment on the president.
And that's why, by the way, that's why the president chose him. So the president is doing his job and the Attorney General is doing his job as well.
Very interesting perspective on that. Meanwhile, per the Washington Post, this is Chief U.S. District Judge statement. The judges of this court base their sentencing decisions on careful consideration of the actual record in the case before them, the applicable sentencing guidelines and statutory factors, the submissions of the parties, the probation office and victims, and their own judgment and experience. Public criticism or pressure is not a factor. So you said you disagreed with the initial sentencing.
Right, but it's important also for the judiciary to weigh in here, and they have in this extraordinary moment to say, that's why we have a third branch of government. We're independent of the executive branch. We take the submissions from the Department of Justice, and again, I think it's important for the government, the executive branch, to speak with one voice, and that's, in this instance, through the Attorney General.
What did you make, though, of the initial criticism that this raised questions that the president was actually pressuring the Justice Department on behalf of his ally?
And you heard from the Attorney General to say that that did not happen, and the president seconded that. Unless people are prepared to not take the president and the Attorney General of the United States at their word, which I understand where Democrats immediately rushed to, the short answer is there was not political pressure applied here. They did what the Attorney General said. He did what he thought was right.
The first thing you said when you sat down here, Robert, sentencing is a very sensitive situation.
And the reason, just so the public, is aware, the reason is because someone's liberty is at stake, meaning, the sentencing recommendation originally was 7 to 9 years. I think the defendant, through his counsel, was indicating a recommendation maybe of a year or two. Roger Stone is going to jail in all likelihood. That's a serious event and a serious moment, and that's why it's so sensitive, and that's why the Attorney General weighed in as he did.
Robert Ray, great to have you here this morning.
Nice to be. Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank you. Thank you.